So yeah, good evening everyone. Can someone confirm you can hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
I
Yes,
hear you,
sir.
sir.
We
Evening,
can
sir.
hear
We
you.
can hear you. Good evening,
We
sir.
can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll be starting the class right about now. I mean, let's not waste time today. So like we started class, I mean we started transfer pricing last week. Even though there had been a I've sent a link to watch about the topic way before last week. So but we started the class properly last week, and I think we were able to like solve a question on transfer pricing. So today we'll just go ahead and solve more questions, and we will see how far we can go. I sent the questions to all the group before the class started. So in case you are not seeing what's on the screen, you can always check your group. And for those that are on YouTube, maybe if you are watching after this diet, the question is November 2024, question 6. And the name of the company is oh god, waiting with this. Oforogere Nigerian Limited. So yeah, without wasting much of our time, let's just dive into the question straight up. So somebody sent this question to me, I think earlier today, and I was just like, oh, I will just instead of answering you, I will just bring it up as the first question today because trust me, this was not even in my plan prior to today. So the question goes this way. It said Oforogere Nigerian Limited is a company located in Onitsha which manufactures motorcycles. The company has two divisions, which is the engine division and the assembly division. Now, the engine divisions manufacture and sell standard engine as used by the motorcycle. The engine division supplies the manufactured engine to both the assembly division and the external customers. So we have identified the fact that they have both internal demand as well as external demand. Now, they said
You people have started now. You will not off your mic. Kennis. You people always be distracting people in class. Why should you come to not mute your mic?
Please, am I the only one not hearing him?
I'm also not hearing. Not seeing.
I'm also not hearing. It's like,
Yeah.
I am not hearing too.
He's no longer here.
I think maybe his network is having issues.
Let's hold on. He'll rejoin.
Olayemi, we have seen your face. Very beautiful. Please off your camera.
Please, can somebody help me with the name of the question, please?
Immaculata, what are you eating?
November 2024, question 6.
Thank you, sir.
Please, is there a way he can be reached out to? Maybe should, in case he doesn't know that he has gone off.
I the only one that is not hearing anything?
I am not hearing too.
I think he is out. One of you should exit so that I can enter, please.
Will you exit now?
But this car's full. Oh. This guy no go call here back. Oh. Maria, you have the floor. Maria, you can mute yourself and speak.
Your voice said the same, Maria.
You guys will not keep me here. Oh.
Abdul Latif, I think you will take the class for us, Nick.
Hello, guys.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Is the lecturer around?
Hi, good evening, everyone. The lecturer is back. Thank
Okay,
you.
he's back. Yeah, he's back.
Okay, thank God.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank
So,
you, sir.
sorry, I don't know how I went off the call. Maybe my network or something. And I was locked outside the gates because I was waiting for somebody to leave before I can join. So,
I told them that somebody should leave so that you can come inside.
Why did you left the call now?
Nobody wants it. It's fine. All right. Let me just share my screen again. I don't know how long you've lost me though, but I can just explain.
Almost
I
lose, I
just decided
don't
to leave the
go.
classroom. It's easy to identify Glue Network and Glue Network user. Okay. I think we're all back. So do you guys was I still active when I wrote this 60,000?
You were still reading
No,
the question.
No.
At all.
Okay,
You've not started.
don't worry, don't worry. So I'll just explain the whole thing. So what I just did here was that I said that since the NG division can sell all it can produce to the external market. Please, so the ideal transfer.
Ugochi.
I was trying to tell him that he was still reading the question before he left.
Oh, so if I add right, so before I muted her, I was still reading the question. Anyway, there wasn't too much to note in the question, Sha. I was just saying that when you read questions on transfer pricing, what you want to know is you want to just check the question and see that are you the one looking for the transfer price or the transfer price that we're given. In this question now, there was no transfer price stated anywhere in the question. So obviously you have to look for the transfer price in this question. And I said to determine the transfer price, remember the four scenarios that we had in the first class. We said, who is that again? So we said scenario one can be where there is no production limitation and at the same time there is no external market. We said in that kind of situation, your transfer price will be the variable cost or at most a negotiated price. Two, we said if there is no production limitation, no, if there is production limitation and there's still no external market, your transfer price is still going to remain a negotiated price or your variable cost. And three, this is when we now start having production limitation. So where okay, I'm trying to introduce markets now. Where there is production limitation, no, let's start with where there is no production limitation and there is external market. So again, your transfer price should be the variable cost because you have what was I saying? You have unlimited. No. It should be your market price. Sorry, I mixed it up. When there's no production limitation, that is, the external market keeps demanding and demanding and demanding for what you have, and there's external market, just like I mentioned. Your ideal transfer price will be your market price, because why would you sell to your internal counterparty at a reduced price when there are a lot of people outside rushing your product to buy at the market price? And then the last one was if there is a production limitation and there is external market price. That is where we said we will be introducing the opportunity cost saga. So so what I just did here now is a blend of scenario 2 and 3. Now remember, the question here said, if you've gone through the question in A said that if the engine division is selling all that it can manufacture to the outside customer, that is, the outside customers want everything, there is no limitation in your production, then in the intermediate market. And now take note of this clause which said, and 6,000 variable costs per engine can be avoided on transfers within the company due to reduced selling costs. what is the acceptable range, if any, for the transfer prices between the two divisions. Now, if you look at the scenario that we are in now, we are in scenario 3, which is a situation where there is no production limitation. That is, your demand is infinity. People can buy as much as you can produce, and there is an external market that want to buy it at 60,000. You know, I mentioned that the ideal transfer price in that kind of situation is going to be your market price. So I could have just done that here and said, since the agent can sell all it can produce to the external market, then the ideal transfer price should be, now here I have two options. Either I can say should be at the market price or opportunity cost. Either way, I will still be right, because at the end of the day, you will still come back to this your market price here. But just to add some fizzy, to add some spice, you most likely go for, you can just go for the opportunity cost. But if you are done for the market price, you'll still be absolutely correct, because at the end of the day, you are still coming back here. So we said variable cost plus selling price. Your opportunity cost is what we have in these brackets, in case you don't know. So the opportunity cost is your selling price minus variable cost. So if you do 32,000 minus 60,000 plus 60,000 minus 32,000, you still have your 60,000. Now, this would have been the ideal transfer price, what range whatsoever, assuming this 6,000 clause was not included. Assuming it was not included. But now that they've included it, we cannot ignore it. Now, what they are now telling you that, oh, this 32,000, oh, now, because you are selling it to an internal party, maybe, of course, if you are just moving something within the same building, why do you have to put it inside carton? Why did you have to add bubble wrap? Why did you have, so all those things, you don't need them, since you are just transferring it to us. Now, in the process of not adding those extra things, you are saving cost. Now you are saving 6,000 naira. So that's what they meant by 6,000 of variable cost per engine can be avoided on transfer price. Now, the moment you can save a certain amount, you have to remove it from your ideal transfer price. So due to cost savings on the variable costs, then the ideal transfer price should show the effects of the savings. So, and what will be the effect of the savings? You know, if we sold it to the external party at 60,000, how much is our profit on it? Our profit is 28,000. Okay, because the total variable cost is 32,000. Talking about contribution now, let's ignore the fixed cost per unit. So my contribution will be 28,000. So it means that if I'm also selling it to the internal party, my contribution should still remain that 28,000. You cannot be making extra profit on the internal guy. So now that we are saving, so it should now be the price minus just this quickly, minus the savings. So, and if we do it this way, we're saying 60,000. How much did they say we'll save? Less 6,000. So it means that normally we can sell at 54,000 to the internal guy. So transfer price range is just equals to 54,000 to 60,000. As simple as that. That's just your transfer price range. But in the normal sense, your transfer price is actually 54,000, because it doesn't make sense to go any higher than 54,000, because you'll be making unnecessary profits on the internal counterparting. So that's 2 marks. So question 2 says that if the engine division has ample idle capacity, that is, now you don't have you have enough capacity to answer both the external and the internal. So you have both the external to answer both the internal parties and the external parties. Now, is there what is the acceptable range, if any, for the transfer price between the 2 divisions? Now, one mistake you should not make is that you should bring this savings to question 2, because the examiner that did not put this 6,000 in the main question, they know what they are doing, because they wanted you to only consider the 6,000 in question 1AI. So once we get to AII, we have nothing to do with the cost savings. There's no savings again. Everything is back to the normal question that we had. So now they're saying that, oh, you have free capacity. Now what we are just going to do is our usual ideal transfer price range. If you still remember, so ideal, why is everything about? Ideal transfer price range is from variable costs ranges from variable cost of the seller, if you remember, to the market price available to the buying division. So straight up, no long talk here. What is the variable cost to the buying division? Sorry. So variable cost of selling is equals to 32,000, while market price to the buyer is 58,000, and that's going to be how much? So then the range is definitely equals to 32,000 to 58,000, and that is all. That's the answer to that's the answer to question 2, and like that, that's 3 marks. So no long talk. And then the last one. Now the last one is exactly the same thing as question 1, just that they removed the 6,000 naira variable cost by engine stuff that was in question A. So now they just told you that if the engine division is selling all that it can produce to the outside customers, you see that is exactly the same thing. What is the acceptable range? The only thing they removed is and 6,000 variable costs per engine. That's what they removed. So if that is the case, you two just come back here and do copy words. Good. That's our answer too. The
That
transfer
is it
price should be
58 or
60,000.
54?
Yeah, right, 54. Which one?
So to the buyer, it's supposed to be 54. Is it
This is
54?
58. This is 58. The assembly division currently purchases 10 motorcycles at a cost of
Oh,
58,000 naira per engine,
okay.
not 54. So, question 3, we are not done, but we are almost done. So, this should have been correct, but we just needed to add more because it's 4 marks. So, now let's say that, however, I don't want it to go. However, the buying division or the engine division can get the products from external markets at 58,000. Which is let's say cheaper than the put however here so that my J4 can work than the ideal transfer price. Therefore, yeah, should not be internal transfers, as both divisions and the company are better off trading with the external party. So what I'm just saying here is that since you can tell everything, there's no cost savings, nothing. Your ideal transfer price will be 60,000 because the engine division will be like, why should I sell to you at 59,999 naira when somebody is literally begging me outside to sell at 60,000? So the ideal transfer price in this case will be 60,000 naira. But don't forget that this guy can buy it at 58,000 naira from an external party. So there should be no internal transfer. So let's engine division go and buy it at 58,000 outside. Let's let the assembly division buy it at 58,000 outside and the engine division. So this should be assembly division. This should be assembly. Yeah. So in that case, the company itself will even be gaining extra 2,000 naira. So it is a win-win-win situation for everybody. You sell it at 60,000, you'll be fine. You go and buy it at 58,000, fine. In fact, the company as a whole, it's just like you are getting extra 2K. So everybody will be fine if there is no internal transfer. So there we go with the question. The other part is written part, I don't know. Environmental management accounting. That's another topic entirely. So yeah, here we go for question 6 November 2024. That's everything we have here is 10 marks like that, done and dusted. So if you still have time, you can just add plenty English to make it worthwhile. But it may be so unnecessary. So does anybody have any question on this before I move to the main question of the day?
Sir,
Hello, sir. I did not understand it. So,
Which one?
Hello, sir.
from the
Yeah.
beginning, I didn't understand anyone.
Is this your first class in transfer pricing?
Yes.
Did you watch the videos from the previous classes?
No, sir.
Then I'm sorry. Yes, there isn't much I
Hello,
can,
sir.
because I
Go and
cannot
watch it. Go and watch the video.
I cannot go back to the beginning. It will be like we will just be delaying the class. So you have to, once you miss a topic, once you know that you are not coming for a topic, you are expected to have at least gone through what we did in the last class, so that you'll be able to catch up. I mean, the videos are on YouTube anyway, so you can just quickly do catch up, and you can come back to watch this video also later on. So yeah, we
Yes, sir.
have another
Hello,
I have
sir.
question.
Please,
something
I have
to
a
say.
question. The
Oh, yeah,
solution of
wait. I'm coming. I'm trying to set up this other question so that everything will be working just fine. Okay, good. Yeah, open queue. Oh, we only have 2 people. Okay, Nneka Chioma.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
So, my question is in the number one solution.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask that savings, is it not supposed to be deducted from the variable cost, that 32,000 naira?
Anywhere you deduct it from, you still come back and get 54,000. So it's not, you don't have to be rigid. If you remove it from 32,000, let's just do sample. Say deduct minus 6,000. You do it this way, then you come back here again and still do minus 6,000. If you do this, you still get back 54,000.
Okay, sir.
So you
Thank
try it, you see that you still get 54,000. It doesn't make any difference. Anyway, you decide to deduct it. So I think I saw another person's answer. Obina.
Okay, sir. I understand what you the question, sir. But I'm kind of a
Sorry.
little bit. Sir, I understand the question, but I'm kind of a little bit confused though. The scenarios.
No.
Look at what when there is a production limitation and there is market and there is an external market. I wrote that from what I got is that the transfer price opportunity cost. Am I correct? And when there is no production limit,
Come again, please. Your network is breaking, I guess. I can barely hear you.
when there is production limitation and there is a
Yeah.
market.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
I
hear
said
you.
from like the little note I have, I wrote that when there is production limitation and there is a market, the transfer price is opportunity cost. Am I correct? And I wrote that when there is no production limitation and there is a market, the transfer price is market price. I mean, it's kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, it's correct. You're good.
Case scenarios.
Okay. Now this is how it works. Now I'm saying that okay, when there is production limitation. Now, and what do we say is the limitation in this kind of situation? We are talking about our demands, we're looking at capacity. Those are our limitation. And there's external market. So in that case, what you can produce is limited to your limitation. Either it is at your what do we call it? Either your capacity or the external demand. Either one of them will limit your production. Now, don't forget that since you are producing based on your capacity, or as the case may be, or your demand, it will mean that your ability to satisfy every person might be limited, assuming it is based on capacity. So in that case, you will now look at it. For me to satisfy this set of people, I might have to hurt this set of people. But at the end of the day, I don't want to hurt my own profit. That's why we say in that kind of situation, you look at opportunity costs. But in a situation where there is no production limitation, that is, you can produce as much as possible and you can even sell as much as possible to the external party. Now, in this case, you just know that anything that you are selling, you are hurting the external party, because if you can produce 1 billion, the external party are ready to buy the 1 billion from you. But now that there's somebody internally that wants to buy 1 million from you, know that once you remove that 1 million and sell to the internal party, it is 1 million less of what you can sell to the external party. At that price, you don't even want to care who is buying, either internal or external. You sell it at the market price. Do you get me?
That is when there is no production limitation and there is a market.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry, the place that you say, however, there's a place you said, however, then you now do 60,000 minus 6. What I'm saying is that is it not supposed to be 32,000 minus 6, since is at the variable cost, that like that 6,000 naira savings is on the variable cost that you are selling to your division.
It's still the same thing.
But if I do it, it's not giving me this thing now.
Sorry, what did you give you?
Like, I'm in this place, you say, however.
Yes.
If you do 32,000 minus 6,000, it will not be 54,000.
What do you have?
32 minus 6.
There's something you are missing. Don't forget you are not trying to mute yourself, please. I can hear myself.
Okay.
So don't forget that we are not trying to calculate the cost too. At this point, we are trying to calculate how much are we going to sell it. Now, if you come here and say, oh, we are selling it at 60,000, I want to know my contribution. How much is going to be my contribution? Remove 32,000 from it. You should get back 28,000. Now, this is my contribution. Now, what we are trying to now do is that to maintain this same level of contribution, now that there is a 6,000 naira savings, we do not spend this 6,000, so it will be selfish of us to still charge them 60,000. So this 6,000 reduction in the variable cost, we also have to reduce it in the selling price. What you are trying to say, if I want to reduce it from the variable cost, this is what I would have done. I'll have done it this way. The new variable costs will be, let me just do rough calculation. That'll be 32 minus 6, that'll be 26,000. So the new variable cost plus the contribution, you still get back 54,000. What you are trying to do, that's 2,000 minus 6,000, you were only trying to calculate the new variable cost, which of course has no use for us at this point, because what we are trying to get is the transfer price, not the new cost. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I believe we are all clear. If you are on YouTube, I'm sorry I might not be able to come on YouTube this night. I will go through the questions later, or you have the free pass to bring your question into my DM anytime. So my question is getting too much, and this one I want to do. Afsat Sabio, I think that will be the last question we'll entertain before we go to the last one. Afsat Sabio.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please, I just want to make some few clarifications. From the Pathfinder, all the questions that I checked before now, you always see where there is spare capacity, where there's full capacity. That's the nature of the questions. the note that I took, I could not join live from your previous class, so I streamed the class later. I noticed there are three conditions of for determination of the ideal transfer price. If I am not mistaken, you said no external immediate market, no when there's external immediate market and no production limitation, and with external market and production limitation. So now, plus the two in the pathfinder that they keep saying where there is if there is spare capacity, if I don't know, maybe I'm not understanding. Is it that where there is spare capacity is one of those three that you gave, and then where there is spare capacity again, where there is full capacity, it operates at full capacity, it's also there. Please, if it's the same point, just like merge it together for me so that I would merge it in my note too, because I have 5 points here and they are confusing me a bit. I don't know if you understand my question.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So just to, I mean, the answer is straightforward. Yeah, they can use different terms, but they still mean the same thing. Now, if you look at this question too that we even solved, they said they have an ample ID capacity, that is, there is spare capacity. That's what they are just saying. Now, in that case, where there is spare capacity, we are just saying that they can accommodate as much as possible. Their production is not the demand is not the limitation factor.
Not limited.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So what that one is just saying is that the whoever the buying division is, they have enough what was I saying? Okay, I think I just mixed it up. Now, what this place is saying is that they have an ideal capacity. In that case, they are saying that there is no external market for that part that is idle. If you remember, when we are dealing with I think somewhere in the last class, we mentioned what if I told you that if your demand
I think we lost him again. Please, Abdulatif, can you continue from where he stopped?
What happened to you?
I listen on my name, they call. You like your name now?
You are the perfect. I think you are the perfect man for the job.
Now you are the fine things. Now you and your voice are the fine things.
Hello,
You should
hello,
go ahead.
please. Hello, I want to ask, since before he comes back, can someone categorically state the 3 case scenarios, please? Like, can you state it the way you understand it? The 3 case scenarios, please.
Abdulatif, you have the floor. Please answer that question.
Share Abdulatif of Engineering.
God bless you,
Abdulatif.
I wonder why we say Abdulatif. See it.
It's because Abdulatif is a scholar now. So let him continue, please.
Is
Bless you.
someone
I think you are the
answering,
perfect man
please?
for the job, bro.
Please,
Just
is
continue
someone
from where he
answering?
stopped.
Someone that knows. Please, is someone answering? Someone that knows, I beg. I just need the 3 case scenarios. Nobody is talking. Nobody knows the 3 case scenario.
I said someone that knows now. All of us don't know it. Nobody, I don't know it too. Someone that knows will talk.
What's your question?
The 3 case scenarios. The 3 case scenarios. Like, I just want all of them.
She's talking about the what's it called, conditions for transfer pricing. That is the first one, which is the variable cost. The second one of the full capacity. When we have full capacity, and what's it called, limitation and no limitation. So she needs someone that's going to explain to her properly, please.
The lady can't get you the way you are talking. Explain it better.
No, I didn't explain. I'm just telling you what you want.
Please
You
let
understand?
Afsat you say something, please. I love her voice.
Kaula.
Okay, let me just try. I
Favor,
think
now
I
what for
can
you?
explain.
You dropped a message to the group now that somebody should leave the class. Abdulatif, can you leave the class?
No, there is full capacity. We have 92
God bless
persons.
you, Abdulatif. Please leave the
Please
class.
leave the class.
Abdulatif, please.
Let Afsat say something, please.
Please, someone should leave the class.
We
Indika,
have
God
enough
bless
capacity
you
to
as you leave.
admit him. We have 92 persons here. So you can still enter.
Abdulatif, leave the class. There's no full capacity. Two others. Based on your screen.
Scholars and PM.
Wait, two guys, excuse me, please. Am I the only one seeing him?
Favor,
Yeah,
since they don't want to keep quiet, after the class, I think I would just explain to you.
Okay, thank you very much. No, my task. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was dragging entrance with some people. I don't know. Some people are leaving, and before I could join, another person is in already. Sorry, my network. Okay. Now the problem is I don't even know where I was kicked off again.
Yeah, there was a question about what's it called, the full capacity.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was done with the explanation. Then I was asking, do you all understand? Then
No, I think you might need to take it again because you have another question when you left that you need to paint the 3 scenarios where that's 3 conditions when you were to
Sure. Okay.
I
think that we do. I still have like 6 minutes before I go. Okay. Now let me do it this way. The 3 conditions. Actually, there are 4, but we don't really consider the 4th one because it doesn't take much relevance. It's the 2 of them when there is no external market. It still comes down to your variable cost at your variable cost or negotiated price. So either you are running at full capacity, or whether there's production limitation or there's no production limitation. As far as there's no external market, you are definitely going to be trading at your transferring at your variable cost, as far as there's no external markets, or it can be a negotiated price. That negotiated price is something that you have to asterisk, because if it is negotiated, just know that in whatever you are negotiating, it must still not be more than the market price available to the buying division. That's assuming the buying division can also buy it externally. So that's scenario one. It is actually two in one. Either there is production limitation or there is no production limitation. But the fact that there is no external markets, there's no external markets, it's that one brings the two of them to just one condition, because the answer to both of them is that your ideal transfer price should be at variable cost, or a negotiated price not more than the selling price, the buying price available to the buying division. So now the scenario two now is where there is production limitation and also there is external market. No, let me take that one last. Now, when there is no production limitation comes next, and there is external market, that is, nothing is limiting you. You have unlimited capacity, at the same time you have unlimited demand from external supplier. So at that point, your transfer price will just be your market price, because it doesn't make sense that you are selling at a lower price to the internal counterparty. Even by reducing it by 1 kobo, you are reducing your profit already. So at that point, in that scenario, unlimited capacity, unlimited production, or better still, there is no production limitation at all, and there is an external market for you. So in that case, your transfer price should be at your market price. Now, the third scenario is now that where there is production limitation and there is market price. So in that case, we say your transfer price should be based on your what do we call it, on opportunity cost, because there will be some parts that you can sell to the market and there will be some part that you can sell to the internal party. So you use the concept of opportunity cost, which is majorly what we did in the last class. Now, to now bring it down to our own question, where in the pack or in some questions they will use there is spare capacity and there's no spare capacity. Now, once you see that there's spare capacity, they have actually matched two scenario, or simply put, just one scenario, but they twisted the English. Now, what they meant there is that the moment there is spare capacity, now if you want to break it down to easier term, now let's say you have a capacity of producing 100,000. Now your external market are saying, oh, we only want to buy 40,000. So what they are, so to me, I will say, oh, my spare capacity that there's nothing to do is 60,000. And why is that 60,000 there? The reason I have spare capacity is because there is no market for that 60,000. So simply put, they have returned us back to scenario one, that is no external market. But note that the external market is that there's no external market simply because we have spare capacity. And why do we have spare capacity? Because there is no external market. So anytime you see spare capacity, it means that they are saying that there is no external market for that capacity. So anytime you see there is spare capacity, you are going back to scenario one, which says no market is available. So in that kind of situation, your ideal transfer price should be your variable cost, or worst, your what do we call it again? Negotiated price. And that is exactly what we did in this number. Sorry, please give me a minute to answer this call. Sorry. Okay, so I was saying that the spare capacity, no spare capacity is exactly what we did in this question too. Because if you look at the question, they said if the NG division has ample idle capacity, idle simply means spare. They don't have what they are doing with the product. And why don't they have anything they are doing with that capacity? Because there is no market for that per capacity. So if you look at what we did here, we said it should be the variable cost. And I gave it a range up to 58,000. It means that even if they want to negotiate, the negotiation would not be more than 52, but the real ideal transfer price in this question would have been 32,000. But because they said we should check if there is a range, see, they said what is the acceptable range. So even if you are going to negotiate, you cannot negotiate beyond 58,000. But if the question that just asked us what is the ideal transfer price, the ideal transfer price is actually 32,000 because you have no market for it. You should transfer it at your variable cost. Now, the second leg is when there is when they are running at full capacity, that is no spare capacity. Now, just put it again in the scenario, just look at it in the scenario base. They say they don't have spare capacity. Why? Because they have market for everything. That's just it. Because there is external market and there is no production limitation because as they are producing, market is buying. As they are producing, market is buying. So in that kind of situation, your ideal transfer price will be at your market price, which is what we have in question 3. So they said if the NG division is selling all it can produce to the outside customer, so that is there is no free capacity. In that kind of situation, we transfer at the market price, which is what we did here. As simple as that is. Now, do we understand it?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope I've been able to answer the other the other question that you said popped up when I was away. So
Thank you very much.
okay. So let's quickly dive into this question. I mean, this question is one very, very simple and logical question. Not really logical. I want to use this question to drive at the points. Okay. So I'm not sure I remember where this question is from, but it's right here on the screen. So we have Adobe Nigeria Limited as 2 divisions, the Eastern divisions and the Northern divisions. Now, the Eastern division makes materials that are used to manufacture special blocks. It transfers some of these materials to the Northern division and sells some of the material externally to other block manufacturers. So, point established, there is external markets. Now, another division makes special blocks from the material and sells them to traders in the building materials. Now, the production capacity of the Eastern division is 8,000 tons. I mean, 10,000 tons per month, the capacity. But at present, sales are limited to 5,000 and 8,000 tons and 3,000. Why am I mentioning 8,000? 5,000 tons to external and 3,000 tons to the Northern division. Simply put, there is limitations. Now, the transfer price was agreed at 200 naira per ton. Now, immediately you see transfer price in your question. That is, they've given you transfer price. Just know that your question is no longer looking for transfer price. Your question is just profit statement or whatsoever it may be. Your question is as simple as possible already. The moment you see in the question that there is an agreed transfer price of so amount, or there is this, there is that, as far as that is concerned, you are free. from the biggest part of the world. Now, in line with the external sales, so the transfer price was agreed at 200 naira per ton in line with the external sales. Okay, sales trade price at 1st of July, which was the beginning of the budget year. Now, from 1st December, however, strong competition in the market reduced the market price for the materials to 180 per ton. So the manager of the Northern Division has suggested that the transfer price for the material from Eastern Division should be the same as the external customers. Now, the managers of Eastern Division rejected this suggestion on the basis that the original budget established the transfer price for the entire financial year. Now, from each ton of material, the Northern Division produces 10 blocks, which it sells at 40 naira per block. It would sell a further 20,000 blocks if the price were reduced to 32 naira per block. Now, the other relevant data were given. We have a variable cost per ton for Eastern and the Northern Division, and also have a fixed cost per month, 150,000. The variable cost for the Northern Division, they said, exclude the transfer price per ton from the Eastern Division. So you are required to what? Prepare estimated profit statement. This is just like I mentioned. The moment they give you transfer price in the question, go and check all the questions that you are given transfer price in the question. You are to do profit statement. It is profit statement, or calculate the profit, or calculate this. You are no longer, they will not ask you what is the transfer price, what is the ideal transfer price. The highest is they can ask you to maybe suggest a new price or something like that, that the two of them will agree on. So they said we should prepare estimated profit statement for the month of December for each division and for added. Now they are saying we should add the company as a whole. Based on transfer prices of 200 naira per ton and 180 per ton when producing at 80% capacity and 100% capacity, on the assumption that the Northern Division reduces the selling price to 32 naira. Let's quickly do, we should be done in before 8:30. Very, very simple something. How many am I going to need? I need, okay, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. I think I just need so just done like this color. Okay. So question 1. Shape. Just come here. Question 1 says when producing at 80% capacity. Now, if they are producing at 80% capacity, now what does that mean? It means that they are producing, you remember their full capacity was 10,000 units, 10,000 tons per month. But they said currently they are only selling 5,000 to the external and 3,000 to the Northern Division, which is 8,000. And that is 80% of their capacity. So their production, just let me just use column here. Total production is 8,000. We are going to need these figures. External sales is 5,000, and internal transfer, we don't call it internal sales, is 3,000. So let's put Eastern here. Let's put Northern here. added somewhere here. So I might need add inserts. Yeah, insert. I need one more. Or should I just let me just do it. Eastern again. Northern again. And again added. There's something I need to demarcate this place. There's this place. Border. Tick rights. Very good. Yep. Now the reason why I did it this way is because remember, we are dealing with two situations. They told us that we should do the profit statement if the transfer price is at 200, and again, if it is at 180. So we have to do two different statements. That's why I have to separate it this way. So this will be for, let me insert, so up here, let's say when transfer price is 200, this side, and this side when transfer price is 180. Yep, exactly this way. Hope I'm still in class. Okay, I'm still there. Just have to be sure now. So we are going to be using the normal format of profit statements. No extra paparazzi needed. Just do it as if you are doing normal profit statements. What usually starts the profit statements? Sales. Sales. Good. Very good. Now, we want to first of all calculate the sales of the Eastern Division. Let me bring it. Let me just create a new slide for workings. Workings. So sales. Now, the Eastern. So how does the Eastern sells its products? They said currently, remember, we are still on 80% capacity, and we ourselves we were sure that when it's on 80% capacity, the total production is 8,000, and 5,000 is sold to the external, and 3,000 is sold internally. Now, who can tell me how much? So the total sales is definitely going to be the external plus internal, which is that's sure. So the external. Now, how much are they going to sell it to the external party? From what we read in the question. We can agree that it is 5,000 units. But at how much is it going to be? Now,
200.
they mentioned, and don't forget, for now we are still dealing with when transfer price is 200. So they mentioned somewhere in the question that the transfer price was agreed at 200 naira per ton, in line with the external sales trade price as at 1st of July. Now go back to the question and check which months are we dealing for. The question said we should do for the month of December. Now let's go back to the body. Now they said from 1st of December. However, strong competition in the market price of material for the material to 180 per ton. So it means that the moment you reach the market, nobody is buying from you at 200 naira. Whatsoever you are dragging with your guy internally doesn't concern the market. If you go to the market and say you want to sell your own at 200 naira, trust me, you are going back home with all your products. So the external market is what we are using. The external market price, which they said has been reduced to 180,000 as of the month of December. So this should be 9,000, 90 million. Am I right? Nope.
900,000.
900.
900.
900,000. So again, we'll come back and check the internal one. Now, for internal, you are dealing with 5,000 units. But this time, we said for now, the transfer price still remains 200. They've not agreed to change the price. So we are sticking to 200, and which is going to be no. This is 3,000.
It's 3,000.
Yeah, it's 3,000. Thank you. So this should be 600,000 if I'm correct. So total should be 1,500,000. So we are done with the sales part here. So you see, we are not doing any critical, we are not doing too much of critical thinking as far as the question has given us the transfer price. No. Okay. Okay. So let's quickly check for Northern to see now. So for Northern. So Northern cannot sell internally. It's not possible. It cannot for internal transfer to work, cannot be double way. I cannot be selling cement to you and you are producing block and you're selling block back to me. What should I do with it? So it's not possible. So it has to be external. Now, what is the information currently? They said for each ton of material, Northern Division produces 10 blocks. 10 blocks. Now they told us that he's buying 3,000 blocks. So for each one, he's producing 10. So that means his total production will be 30,000 blocks. Now, how much does he sell a block? From the question, they said which it sells at 40 naira per block. It sells one for 40 naira. Now, this information is if they eventually change the structure and he's producing 20,000 extra, and that will only be possible if they are working at 100% capacity. So for now, this information is not that relevant to us. So for now, it sells at 14 naira. This brings us to 120,000 naira. Nope. 1.2 million. Is it 1.2 million? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, correct.
So 1.2 million. When you are dealing with transfer price, you see this one that they call Adeb, what's the name? The company as a whole. It's just figurehead that is there. You just be adding and sorry. What is all of you choose to get to call me all of a sudden? Oh, sorry. So for Adeb, all I'm just doing is add both of them together. That is penny. 2,700,000. As simple as that. As simple as that. I'm looking at this in a way to make life easy. Let me do it this way. Let me break it down to external sales and internal transfer. Good. For internal, what did we get the other time?
900.
600. 900,000.
600.
600. So this only has external, and that's still 1.2 million. So I can just Control X and bring it down here. Good. Why did I do that? You'll get to know very, very soon. So once we are done with the sales part, of course, we jump down to the costs elements. So we jump straight to the costs. Why is this guy not expanding? Okay, so from the costs, usually we have two main components, the variable and the fixed cost, which is obviously here. But this part, which is usually so in most of the questions, in fact, I've never seen a question that is otherwise. They don't include the transfer price in these variable costs for the Northern Division. So anytime you are dealing with transfer price, you see this internal price, as it is revenue to the Eastern Division, it is automatically a cost to the buying division. So just copy and paste it down here. As this guy is gaining, this guy is losing. Now, that brings me to why I did not want to write this 2.7 initially, but I just felt like, oh, let me just write it for the meantime till we get here, and I'll now go back and correct this. Now, when we are dealing with transfer price, now know that whatever Eastern Division sells, at what price it sells to the Northern Division, who is that? The money still stays within the company. Now, under no circumstance should you now add it as a revenue to the company. So it is not a revenue to the company. So if you are going to calculate the revenue for the company, you only calculate the external sales only, just the external sales. So in this case, our revenue is actually 2.1 million. So 2.1 million. You ignore the transfer. So likewise, when you are calculating the cost, the 600,000 too will not be part of the cost. You will not put it as part of the cost because a revenue of 600,000, cost of 600,000, it will eventually cancel each other out later. To cancel each other out. So what is it? I want it. Yeah. So after the internal now, what is this? So we can calculate our variable. So variable costs. So now let's go back to our workings. So we remember that they are still producing how many units? Variable costs for Eastern. So they are producing 8,000 units. They are 8,000 units. So how much is the variable cost per unit? From the question, they said the variable cost per unit is 17 naira. That should be 49.56. I guess 560,000. Is that correct? Is it 560,000?
Yes, sir.
Why for Northern? Now for Northern, they said he spends 60 naira. Don't forget, he's also buying
56,000.
Is it 56? It cannot be 56. It cannot. Already compute. 8 times 7 is 56 already. So there's a 0 at the back. So it has to be 560,000. So for the Northern, is also buying 3,000 tons. And you should take note of the fact that the question said it is variable cost per ton. So not by what he's producing, because here we said he's producing 30,000 block, but they not say it is variable cost per block. It is variable cost per ton. So you are still bringing down the ton here, and that will be multiplied by 60, and you should have, I think that should be about 180,000. Is that correct? I think so. Can someone confirm the figure?
The figure is okay.
Okay, thank you. So just bring them in here and insert. This is going to be 560,000, and right here we are going to have 180,000. So you can add these two. The only thing we don't add is the internal transfer and the internal cost. The rest are absolutely fine. So this is going to be 740,000 on variable costs to the company.
Yes, sir.
So
I have a question.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, as regarding the calculation of variable costs, like to the calculation side, you said for the eastern side you multiply it by 8,000 naira, and then for the northern side you multiply it by 3,000 naira. I feel that eastern side ought to be 5,000 naira, since the 3,000 naira included in that eastern side is already one we calculated for the northern side. Because if we had that 8,000 together with that 3,000, it gives us 11,000, which is more than the total number of unit that was produced.
No, I don't know where you mix it up, but the okay, thank God. Look at it right here. You are producing 8,000 in total. Now, either you want to sell it to the external or the northern division or the external party, you still have to produce it first, right? And as far as you are producing, you spend money on your variable cost. Now the breakdown of your sales is now 5,000 to the external and 3,000 to the northern division. At the end of the day, you will still produce 58. Now you are still producing 8,000. So that's why our production is 8,000. You are not separating in the northern. When you are producing, you will not say, oh, this is the one that is going to northern. Don't spend variable cost on this one. It's not possible. You are spending variable cost on all your production. That is at the point of sale. They will not be saying, oh, 5,000 is going to external, 3,000 is going to the northern division. I don't know if you get me.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So the fixed cost has been given in the question. We don't need to spend more time on that. And this is
Hello, sir.
60. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I may take you back a bit to that of
I'm
the sales.
excited to go back though, but go on with your question.
Okay, sir. On the aspect of external sales there, that we have 5,000. You know, you have already categorized the table into two. That is, you have two selling prices. One is 200 naira, and the second one is 180.
Yeah.
But on the aspect of external that you calculated, you use 180 on the first table that we are calculating instead of the 200. So that is the area that I'm a little bit confused.
So you're talking about here. Why did I use this 180?
Yes, sir.
So if you read the question clearly, they mentioned that this 200 that we are arguing about, because somewhere in the question they mentioned that the northern division said that you should change the price to 180. The eastern division said no, Lala, is not possible. We've agreed 200. Agreement is agreement. Now you see all those, that disagreement can only happen because you people are in-house. Once you get to the market, it is whatsoever they are selling it to the market that you can sell it. You cannot say, oh, because the price was 209 in July. Now that the price is now 180 in December, look at this place. Can you see my arrow? It said from 4th of December. However, strong competition in the market has reduced the market price of the material to 180. So that 200 that you're arguing with your northern division, you better remain with your northern division, because once you get to the market and start saying, oh, you want to sell your own at 200 now, just go and look for a way you'll be using your product yourself, because nobody will buy it from you because the market price is now 180. So whenever you are going to the market, you sell at the market price, which is 180. So it is the one that is inside that you, that because you've the person has agreed 200, you are still doing shakara that you cannot reduce your price from 200 to 180. You only have that because of internal policy. But as far as market is concerned, it is whatsoever amount you are selling into the market that you are selling it. Do you get me?
Okay. Okay.
So you are welcome. So a quick one, can somebody quickly calculate the profits here for me? Remember these are in brackets.
For Eastern, you have 790,000, and for Northern, you have 360,000.
790.
Yeah, 790,000.
And
360,000.
360.
Yes, please.
So the total should be 1,150,000.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Now, let me give you one cheat code. If you watch the video, of course, I know that I must have mentioned it. It's a must. I must have mentioned it. Now, when you are to prepare two different statements, and the only thing that changed in the statement is the transfer price. Now, look at this situation now. The only thing we are changing from this side, from year to year, is just the transfer price. That's the only thing that is changing. Just copy and paste all your solution back. I'll tell you what will change. First of all, copy and paste everything back. we still get to where the change will be very soon. Now, what you want to do is delete just these two, because remember the only place that we used this 200 is when we are trying to calculate sales for the internal. So what you will just do is, now that sales is no longer, the transfer price is no longer 200, transfer price is now 180. So just go back to your question, do internal again. Now this time 3,000 units. Remember, it's still 3,000 to the internal guy, but now they said the transfer price has changed to 180. So someone should quickly give me the answer.
$540,000.
540,000. 540,000 in total. So just come back here, put 540,000 here, because that's now the new internal sales. Come back here again, put 540,000 as costs. So this will change to that'll be, the total here will be 1440. You see that this guy did not change, because it has nothing to do with the company as a whole. Whatever you're selling to each other, it remains among the two of you, does not concern the company. So, and it does not concern this guy. The only place is concerned this guy is his cost will reduce or increase, as the case may be. If the transfer price increases, it means the cost will increase. So now go back to your final solution.
I have a question, Sherry.
Okay, go on.
Okay, can you explain how you got that 8,000 again? Sorry, I just need detailed explanation. That 8,000 that you used for Eastern and all that.
Okay. I mean, I've explained it like 3 times already, but for the sake of those that might intend to ask again, we got 8,000 from the question. Second paragraph, they said your production capacity, you as the Eastern Division now, is 10,000. But for now, you can only sell 3,000 to Northern Division and 5,000 to the external division. It means your total production must not be more than 8,000, because as of now, nobody is buying the remaining 2,000 from you. And that is why we said, even the question said when you are producing at 80% capacity, and that's what we brought here. 80% capacity means your total production is 8,000. External sales get 5,000, while the internal transfer guy gets 3,000. Do you understand now? It's just likely from the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So you're welcome. So yeah, I think our new profit should be 730,000 from. Right. Please punch calculator, please, and this guy right here will be just about 420,000. And are these correct? In fact, they must be. They should be.
Correct.
They should be. Thank you. So that's 5 marks. Done and dusted. So this is.
I don't think it's correct though.
Which one is not correct?
The 1,044,000 plus 1.2 million is still giving us 2.1 million naira. Is not correct now?
I told you that you are not adding these two to get these two. You're only bringing down what you have here. Yeah. You don't add this guy. You don't add whatever you have in this internal transfer to total. You don't add it. So you're only bringing down what you have in the external down here. That's what I did. Or if it will be confusing you, let me just remove it. No, I still have to add it because I have my total somewhere here. So still have to bring it back anyways. But just note that you are not adding. You are not adding row wise. You are not adding 1 5 plus 1 2. Even here will not give us 2 1, but we still use 2 1 here. It is simply because we are only adding the externals. That's what we are bringing here. If you see here, I wrote dash and dash. I did not bring the 600,000 here to add. So that's what. Are you clear now?
But sir, why can't you carve the all these variable and fixed costs, put it in jacket so that we know that we are removing it from the
That's what
total cost?
if you notice, I'm just doing it as my mouse is going there. I'm just doing it small. But of course, it's already have cost here. It shows that we are deducting.
And we understand the formula, but you know the way the thing is, we are moving it to this side. We know that there is a place where when we are checking over, we'll be able to understand. Sir.
Yeah, that's just fine. So okay, now one thing I want you to note is that whenever if you are preparing 2 profit statements and the only thing that changes is the transfer price, the total profit of the company must remain the same. So there will be a question, I mean, they've even asked multiple times that what will be the effect of the change in transfer price on the company's profit? The effect will be that the company's profit is unaffected. Profit of the company remains the same, because if it is the transfer prices that change, the transfer price does not even reflect in the company's profit in the first place. So if you like, change it by 100%, if you like, reduce it by 500%, it will not affect the company's profit at all. So that's another thing that you might want to note. And please ensure that you watch those videos. For those that have not done so, it's very, very, very important. I think in the video I solved the ones I can test mostly. So okay, now I've duplicated the question, I mean the slides, but now
Sir,
okay,
sorry,
go on.
but why doesn't it affect the profit, if I may ask? Sorry.
Like I mentioned, it doesn't even reflect there in the first place. I mean, we do not add it at all in the see this 600, it does not come under it. Neither does it come under it in the cost aspect. This 540 does not come here. This, and neither does this come here. So if you like, keep changing this figure till forever and ever. What will be changing is these two. See, this one reduced by, if you look at it now, the revenue here reduced by 40,000 from 600 to 540. The cost here reduced by 60,000. So at the end of the day, it is just this guy's profit that will be switching. This one remains the same. The profit here also reduced by 60,000, and the profit here increased by 60,000. So it is just those two divisions profit that will be affected. The profit of the company as a whole will not be affected. Do you get?
Yes, sir. So it's only for external that will affect it, but internal will do not affect. That's what you mean?
Yeah. Anything that has to do with the external will affect, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So now we are moving to. Okay, yeah, go on.
But if the northern department is actually costing based on the transfer price from the southern department, and it is indicated in the question, and the cost the transfer price is affecting their cost, won't there still be changes if the transfer price changes?
I don't think I get you.
What I'm saying now is, okay, when the southern department is selling to the northern, when they are transferring at 180.
Okay. I get what you are saying now. Now, remember the clause that I said was if it is only the transfer prices that is changing, the transfer price that is changing. If it is only the moment they tell you that the external price too will change, of course, the profit will change.
Okay, thank you.
So that's why I said if only the transfer. Yeah, if you notice, it is only the transfer price that changed. They did not mention anything about change in revenue or whatever. So now let's go to the second part. Time is almost gone, 14 minutes extra. So we said the second part now said, oh, they are now producing at 100% capacity. Why? Because this guy wants to be selling 20,000 more blocks. So and for the northern to be selling 20,000 more blocks, it will need to order 2,000 more tons. Remember, it produces 10 from every ton that is buy. So 20,000 blocks will automatically mean a demand of 2,000 extra purchases. So, and if you don't forget, this guy has a spare capacity of 2,000 somewhere here. So now we've brought our the producing will now be 10,000. Total production is now 10. I mean, the capacity is now 100%. Total production is now up to 10,000. External remains 5,000, but internal is now 5,000 units. So our workings remains the same. I mean, it should have been the same all through, but for workings for, let me put this for II. So sales for the Eastern Division, the 5,000 units still remains 5,000 units that is selling to the external, and it is at 180. That one, there's no debate. 180, whatever the market wants to buy, it is what they will buy it. 180. But now the internal has changed to not 3,000 anymore. It is now 5,000. So we are saying this guy right here will now be 1 million. And likewise for here, it will now be, I think, 900. Do we all understand, or anybody? Is there anyone that doesn't understand what I just did here? Is there anyone? Okay, so I'll take the silence as if hope I'm still in class.
Yeah, sure, you're in class.
Let's see. I don't trust this network again, and I have trust issues. So okay. Since we've calculated this, we can just quickly go back to our solution. See, it's now very straightforward. No, oh, sorry, I have not calculated for Northern. So Northern is no longer buying 3,000. He's now buying 5,000 tons. Sure. 5,000 tons. Control B5 to get 50,000 blocks. But again, he's no longer selling at 14 naira. They said 100% capacity on the assumption that the Northern Division reduces the price to 32 naira. So the price has been reduced to 32 naira. So that means here we are going to have 1.6 million if what was I changing before? Oh, sorry. $1.6 million. So I want to believe we all are grabbing that. So this 1.6.
Hello, sir. I think we make
In that
5,000
report, you're supposed to write 30,000. You don't 50 years.
And he's supposed to write what's it called? 5,000 as well.
Yeah, I wrote it.
You wrote 3,000. It's supposed to be 5,000, yes.
I've changed it. I've changed it 5,000. I think it's correct now. Yeah, it's 50,000 blocks then times 32. I think we're good now, right? I think we are. Okay, so the total here should be now 2.5.
So
Is there something I'm missing again?
yeah, I'm looking at that northern, like where you put 3,000 times 60.
No, the variable cost for the eastern part where you wrote
Oh,
8,000
yeah.
times 70.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, I've not touched the variable costs. I'm still dealing with the sales. Just let us focus on the sales. We will come back to the variable cost. Everything here is changing, so I'm just doing it step by step. Assume it was because I duplicated the slide. That's where you can see the variable cost here. So internal, what we calculated for internal was 1 million when transfer price is at 200. When transfer price is at 200, so it brings the total here to 1.9, while the total here remains 1.6, and the total here remains 2.5 million. Again, thou shalt not add. It is a rule, golden rule. So as you have this guy up here, you should also have him down here, but this time in a disguised form to wear jackets. Okay. So now let's go back to the variable costs. So the variable cost. Now our production is no longer 8,000. As you can see here, our total production is now 10,000. But of course, our variable cost per unit did not change. So it's just here that we are going to have 10,000, and that should be 700. And also, this guy is now buying 5,000, and that will be 300,000. So 700,000 300,000, and that should be giving us 1 million. Easy. Fixed costs should not change. Let me just bring my figures back. Fixed costs will never change, no matter what your production is. So let me just bring them back. Yeah. So what will be our new profit level? This is 1.2 million, 1,050,000. And right here should be 240. Am I correct? 600 minus 360, that would be 240,000. And right here should be 1,290,000. This quickly confirm the figures for me. Can anyone hear me? Okay.
Yes, correct, sir.
Yeah, all right, thank you. So again, switching to this side as easy peasy. Just do copy and paste. Unfortunately, you cannot do copy and paste in the exam. Well, thank God I'm using system. But for exam, I'll just be repeating the figures. So I think that works. Just be repeating whatever you've done. The only thing that respect yourself. Okay, so the only thing we want to change is this 1 million. We are changing it to 900,000. 900,000. So this guy here is also to reduce to 900,000. So our profit here will now be 950,000 and 340,000. And like I said, the profit of the overall company must, emphasis on must remain the same. Must. So yeah, careful. So yeah, that is that. We are done with the question. Now, if you notice, we really did not use any knowledge from what we've been learning from class 1 on transfer pricing. We really did not, because like I mentioned, as far as you've been given the transfer price in the question, you are just doing your basic profit statement computation. That's what they will ask you to do most likely. Okay, that being done, I think we are good. We are good with this question. Now, I don't know. You have class by 9. Is there a class by 9? Or I can still take part of your time? Now, it is somebody that is offering the next course that should answer, because I know some people are taking PM only. Is there a class scheduled for 9 o'clock today?
Yes, audit.
Audit. So okay. Let me do it this way then.
I quickly wanted to ask, why did you use 900 for the other one that we just finished solving?
Why did I use what?
Yes, please. 900,000.
Of course, see our workings here now. When transfer price is now 180,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let me quickly speak to question B and question C.
Sir, please. That 19 will reduce to 180. The 1.9 million will reduce to 180.
Oh, okay.
This time, yes.
Yeah.
1.8.
Thank you. I think others are fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so for question B, now they said comment on the effect that might result from the change in transfer price to one. I don't even know. I don't even see that this question is there. From transfer price from 200 to 180. In fact, now this is a general thing that you should note. Now, whenever you are reducing transfer price, this is the effect. The profit of the selling division will reduce, while the profit of the buying division will increase. So, but the profit of the overall company remains the same. That's the effect. That's simple. And that's the answer to this your question B. But of course, you know, this is 5 marks. You cannot say the profit of the buying division will increase, will reduce, the profit of the buying one will increase, and the profit of the overall company remains the same, and you get your 5 marks. No, it doesn't work that way. We have to make references to our solution right here. So you say, as seen in when it is 100% capacity, 80% capacity, you can pick either of them as your reference. So the profit of Eastern Division reduced. Eastern Division reduced from 790 to 730,000, while the profit of the Northern increased from 360 to 420, but the profit of the overall company remains the same or true. Now, but let me just say, not for this question now, but if the reverse is the case, assuming we are moving from 180 to 200, you know, we are now increasing the transfer price. If that is the case, the profit of the selling division, in fact, it's just like normal is a common knowledge or common sense that once you reduce the price that you're selling your product, of course, it's expected that your profit reduce. And to the person that is buying, once you reduce the cost of purchases, it's expected that your profit increase. So the same way for when you are increasing your transfer price, if you are increasing the sales of the amount you are selling your products, profit should go up. And for the buying division, if you are increasing your cost of sales, of course your profit will go down. And at the end of the day, the profit of the company remains all the same. So that's just the effect. That's the effect. That's 5 marks in the back. And for the last question, time is gone. Sorry. They said suggest an alternative transfer price that will provide an incentive for Northern Division to reduce the selling price and increase sales by 20,000 block a month. Simply put, calculate the ideal transfer price range. I'm sure we all know how to do that by now. So that's what they are just saying. Suggest the new price that you can sell for them. Of course, it has to be within the ideal transfer price range. And we, like we mentioned, the ideal transfer price range should be between the variable cost of the selling division, which in this case should be within 70 naira, to the buying to the price available to the selling division. And at this point, in this question, we were not told that they had a specific person that they want to use this. So at this point, they did not tell us that they had a specific buyer, but of course, the market price is 180 naira. So the ideal transfer price range now will be between 70 naira and 180 naira. So you can suggest any price between that that range, and that's another 5 marks in the bag for you. 20 marks in total, 80 marks to go. So I think that'll be off for today, and that'll be off for transfer pricing. The next topic is going to be divisional performance. Unfortunately, there was no video on it last diet, so it's going to be a new topic entirely, where we talk about residual income, ROI, and I think EVA water. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I think it's time for question and answer. If you have audit class, you can leave now. You can join your audit class while we entertain questions. You may like come back after if you are interested in questions. Okay, we'll go to Bina. Okay.
Sir, please share your solving page, I beg.
Okay. All right. Olamilokun Ibrahim, you have a question?
Sir, can you help us with the notes, the solution on the WhatsApp?
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Please, what's the diet of this question, sir?
No idea. But I'll look for it. I mean, since you have the
November
comparison.
2020. It's November 2020.
Oh, you said it's November 2020. Thank you. But I mean, I could have just. I wanted to say you should just search in the question. Just search for Adeb to bring you out. Okay. I don't see any other hands up. And apologies for those on YouTube. Like I mentioned, you can always enter my DM with your question. I'm unable to connect to YouTube this night. So thank you everyone for joining in today. See you next week, same time, same station. Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Well done.
Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Good night. Good night. Ayatollah.
After